world's wildest.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Great. How about you?
Go. I was asking them.
Oh, they can definitely
Awkward.
respond. Yeah.
Embarrassing. Let us know how you're doing
Yeah.
in the comments. And like and subscribe now, and check us out on Patreon now because we have extra content over there, and it's ad free and it's super fun and fresh.
It's a good time.
Connor,
Maya.
have you ever climbed a mountain?
Yeah, I hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
What mountain?
A lot in Alaska.
Okay.
I hate hiking.
What?
Yeah. I find it
didn't know that
so
about you.
boring.
That's weird.
If I can put on like some dubstep or like some electric music while I'm like hiking, then I'm good. But like, I don't know, we went on like a staff hike. That was okay. Like an Alvea staff hike.
That was a good time.
I just get bored. Like if I'm not like doing a million things at once.
Okay, run then.
Yeah.
Or like count something.
I think of like birding. Okay.
I don't like birding.
I don't mind it. I'm learning more about it. I hate East Coast hiking, East Coast mountains.
Drama. He hates you if you live on the East Coast.
That's exactly what I said.
Crazy. Audio listeners, anyone on the East Coast?
Because you're hiking to a view. It is the most boring thing unless you're going alongside of a river or you run up on a black bear and then they chase you. That was fun time, I will say. In Appalachia, however you say it. But hiking along a stream is fun.
Black bear.
And over on the West Coast, you're hiking with a view. Actually pretty nice. California hiking, actually pretty nice. Napa Valley was really nice.
Because you were drunk?
No comment.
I think people like hiking though, like they like the exercise and they like walking and they like being outside.
And disconnecting from our technological world. I don't want to disconnect. I want to put it in my brain. Neuralink connection to my phone so I can do things faster.
You know, I really do wish we had Neuralink for typing. I'm sick of how slow I type because my mind moves way faster. It actually pisses me off. I lose so much time to type. Anyway, that surprises me that you don't like hiking. I don't like hiking for distance or like for like if it's like we gotta hike like 30 miles up this mountain and get there by sunrise or whatever. Like I can't. I don't like stuff like that. It's not fun for me. I don't like
sunrise hikes. Ugh.
I don't like. I agree. You get up at like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning, and it's cold and pitch black outside, and you hike up to the top of the mountain to watch the sunrise. I'm sorry, we're such haters. That's never been worth it, and I've done it so many times. And I just like I thought I want to be that girl. That's like I love sunrise. I just hate
I like
them.
sunsets.
I agree.
I'll do the sunsets.
I like sunsets.
They just come down with a headlamp.
Yeah, and you have to come. You have to go up one way or down the other way in the dark anyway.
Yeah. So
you just do it at night when you're awake.
Yep. That one's fun. We used to do that often.
I don't like hiking with like a purpose or with like to be like to do exercise and like be tired and sweaty and cold and whatever. Like I don't like that. I like moseying.
I like
hiking.
walks. Like we did like West Highland Way in Scotland, a few other like long walks. That's fun.
I like walking around in nature and I like looking at rocks.
Yeah.
And I like looking at little lizards and little bug guys and taking pictures of them while I'm walking and no one rushing me and then sitting on a log for like 30 minutes and just not doing anything.
Oh, I can't. I got to do efficient.
Okay, we are never hiking together again. We are not compatible hiking buddies.
I just don't say it much. Or if we get into a good rant, I'm fine with that.
Okay, well.
Like while we're hiking, but yeah. I'll just be quiet.
So you've gone up mountains?
Yes, have you?
Yeah, but not like big ones.
Have you ever trailblazed?
No.
That's fun. It's awful, but it's fun.
What does that mean?
There's no trail. You just go up the mountain. You find your way up.
No.
You're a real mountaineer.
I don't think I would like that.
Like one time. Probably won't do it again.
Seems dangerous.
Yeah, it could be a little sketch. It was in Alaska.
Okay, well.
Small mountain.
Neither of us, Connor maybe more mountain experience than me. Me, very little mountain experience.
You skied a mountain? Well, snowboarded
I did snowboard recently. I hated that too.
But it was pretty up there, right?
Yes, if I walked up there and I was just sitting there looking at it, fine. I didn't want to do the activity.
Were you out of breath a lot?
No.
Oh, when I went skiing Colorado this year?
Yeah.
I like walking up just one flight of stairs. I was like huffing and puffing. The elevation got to me. So you've never had elevation issues?
Mm-mm.
Well, some of our animals here, they definitely don't have elevation issues.
They definitely don't have elevation issues. Today's episode, world's most mountainiest. Connor's suggestion. Or did you get that from somewhere?
No,
Connor made up
funny.
World's most mountainiest.
I just
make
like the
sure
mountains.
to leave your suggestions in the comments so that Connor doesn't come up with the suggestions anymore. Anyway, we'll roll in with it. Okay, my first animal is, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil it. Okay, picture this.
Okay.
2020. It's 2020. Jay Storrs. He's a biologist, University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
Okay.
He's also a National Geographic explorer.
Nice.
They love being on mountains. I don't know if you've noticed that about them, but they love mountains. He was exploring the world's highest historically active volcano.
Oh, that's fun.
Mount Uyayako.
Oh.
And I'm going to show you how that's spelled, and maybe we'll put it on screen. Look at that.
Lalaco?
Uyayako.
Is that like three L's at the beginning?
Two.
Two.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 L's in it.
Okay. That's a lot.
It's the world's highest historically active volcano, okay?
What does historically active mean? Sorry.
Like it's been active.
Historically.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sorry. Okay. This is a 20,340 foot tall volcano.
Okay.
Mountain. Jay is up there. That is, by the way, for reference, 20,000 feet up. That's 580 school buses stacked vertically.
How many Mayas?
580 school buses stacked vertically. 4,068 Mayas.
You did the math.
Stacked on top of each other's heads.
So that's very high.
4,068 of me. That's crazy. That's so high. There's like no rain. Temperatures sometimes plunge below minus 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's insane.
Messed up.
Huh?
Uninhabitable. Like, there's seemingly nothing to eat. This is what it looks like, okay? At the top of the... Like,
it's just
what could live there?
Arid, snowy desert.
Yeah, it looks like... Exactly. It looks like an arid, snowy desert at the top of this volcano. So Jay's walking around here. He's probably like, man, this sucks. Because he has crazy elevation sickness. He's probably like, man, it's really cold. He probably loves it.
He's a National Geographic explorer.
He's like, this is beautiful. This is my dream. Yeah. I love it up here. And then, out of the corner of his eye, there's a little freaking mouse that runs by.
Oh.
And he's like, what the hell?
Little mousy mouse.
Nothing should be able to live up here.
Right.
What is that? So he's confused. He leaves.
This is 2020?
2020.
So recent.
He brought back a team, and he was like, y'all, I saw a mouse up here. By the way, can you imagine? You really have to trust Jay. Because if you don't think that mice can live up here, can you imagine being the team where he's like, no, I saw one for sure, and everyone's like, no, you didn't. But like, okay, we'll hike up this 20,000 foot mountain volcano to look for them with you. If you didn't find them, I'd be so mad at Jay.
Or they just really trusted him, you know?
So they hike up 22,000 feet, 6,739 meters up. You can only stay on this summit for a few minutes, okay? Because there's low oxygen and because there's a possibility of violent storms. It is like dangerous.
Oh, fun.
To be up here. Yeah.
Good place to research.
Yeah. So 22,000 feet. We have a video. All you listeners will describe. There's a bunch of like thick black rocks stacked on top of each other with snow in between. This is Jay and his team. They can only be up there for a few minutes, and they just so happen to find a mouse.
And they freaking catch it.
And they caught it. You can't... There's audio on this video. They are breathing so heavily. Because... Right.
That mouse is not that fast.
Well...
I mean,
he's never had to run from human predators before.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts? So this is the yellow-rumped leaf-eared mouse.
Nice. Okay.
It is the world's highest dwelling mammal, as far as we know right now.
Right.
It's just this like grayish brown. It looks like a mouse, like straight up. It's just it. When you think of a mouse that's like in your grain bin or like in your pantry or something, it just looks like that. They can reach up to 55 grams. They've also found the species at sea level. So their range is 22,000 feet.
That's insane.
4,400 Mayas is their range.
For the, like, they need so much adaptation to live that high and stay up there.
Yeah.
Like, they found populations up there. It's just not a one-off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, they just live up there, which is pretty incredible. People Like humans cannot live here. But you know what kinds of people are found up here?
What kind of people?
I think this is like related. I went down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you about it, even though it doesn't really, I don't know. Maybe you guys don't think it's interesting. If you don't think it's interesting, you can tell me. But yeah, people can't live there. But you know what kinds of people are found there?
Cool people?
Mummies.
Oh, okay.
Mummies.
Interesting.
Yeah, Inca Empire, mummies. They found a mummy there in 1999. Dr. Johann Reynard led an archaeological expedition up to this volcano, and they found one of, if not the best preserved mummy that the world has ever seen.
Nice.
It's a 500-year-old mummy from the Inca Empire.
Whoa. That looks like she died like a week ago.
I know. She's got, they call her the maiden. She has really beautiful, like, tightly woven braids that are super neat. And it straight up just looks like she died a week ago.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. Oh, do they think that she went up there and died there, or she was carried up there?
Right. So you want to know the whole story, even though this isn't, I mean, I don't know. World's Wildest could have to do with like a little bit of archaeology.
Sure. Anthropology. I mean, you got to tell me now because like I'm curious.
So Inca Empire, they had virgins of the sun.
Okay.
Some of them were chosen to serve the sun gods.
Sure.
This is a 14-year-old girl.
Oh.
So sometimes they were chosen. Sometimes their parents offered them to serve the sun gods.
Okay.
They could be as young as like 6 years old, but this girl, the maiden, this mummy, was thought to be 14 years old. They were kept apart from other members of their community in this like building, and in the building they would perform all these rituals to like serve the sun god. And then they would make this like 1,000-mile trek from home to a hole in the top of this active volcano.
Oh.
They would be given a lot of alcohol.
Oh, okay.
And they would make this hike. So like elevation and alcohol,
yeah.
right? So they're just like blasted.
Yeah.
Like hiking up this mountain. And then they would go and sit in the hole, and then they would wrap a cloth around their head. And at that elevation, being intoxicated, it does not take much if you put a cloth around someone's head.
Right.
For them to suffocate.
Oh, so they killed him, sacrificed him.
Sacrifice.
No.
So yeah, she was a sacrifice to the sun gods, but in the Inca Empire, that was like a very, very high honor. And from what they've seen too, it's not like they don't think that she struggled at all in her death.
Right.
Like she died in a very peaceful position. And she's
like crazy.
Yeah, and she's now at a museum in Argentina in a low oxygen environment because that helps with preservation. Anyway, that's my little mummy tangent. Point is,
interesting.
It's crazy that mice can just chill up there.
The mice didn't eat that, and then like there's no vultures going up there either.
Yeah.
That's
they
crazy.
Would bury her.
Oh.
So like she was in this hole, and then they buried her.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Hope the sun god was happy.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah, yellow rumped leaf-eared mice. Pretty cool.
Nice. I've got a big furry mammal, a yak. Because I was thinking, like, what's the most mountainiest? I feel like a yak would be.
I love yaks.
So they are native to the Himalayas, Tibetan Plateau, and Central Asia. They are found at an altitude of 9,800 to 19,000 feet, or 3,000 to 5,800 meters. It's pretty high up there. It's 3,000 feet less than the max height of the mouse. Mm-hmm. So they love, and they can only really thrive at high altitudes and cold climates. They are in some lowland areas, but they just don't do well, and they need a lot of help at like different zoos and stuff like that they're at. So there's a difference between yaks. You got the wild yaks and you got the domestic yaks. We're kind of talking about both, but I'll give a little bit of difference between them. So a wild yak, max size, 2,200 pounds or 1,000 kilograms, which is the size of a grand piano. Like weight of a grand piano.
He's huge.
Very large. A domestic yak is a bit smaller, can reach sizes of 1,300 pounds or 590 kilograms. I didn't do the Maya math, but if you want to do it, go for it. 100 pounds. Size. We saw size comparisons. They're pretty large. definitely bigger than your average domestic cattle. And they are ancestors of cattle. They're closely resembled to bison. And there's a lot of comparisons of yaks to cattle in research because they're used like cattle up there in the Himalayas because like obviously the normal cattle won't survive. So they love to eat grasses, shrubs, and mosses, and can eat snow for water in the winter. And they're really good about finding the food underneath the snow.
I love eating snow.
They're really good about cracking ice too. Like they're
cute.
They understand ice really well, which is cool. They don't have a lot of predators. It's mostly like snow leopards, Tibetan wolves, brown bears. They go after the calves or weak individuals. Humans will hunt them for meat, fur, and horns. The IUCN status says that wild yaks are vulnerable. Lifespan 20-25 years. Reproduction kind of like people. 9 months for gestation. Generally like one calf. Twins are rare.
Oh, so cute.
They are. They're cool. They're kind of cute. They're fine. They're average.
Why? What is wrong with you? We're looking at a picture of a baby yak, and it looks like a combination between like a moose and a bear and a cow baby.
It's just like a little cow baby.
It's so cute. What's your problem?
Okay, this may be a little trauma from working. Not trauma.
I like bison better.
No, when I was at Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, the bison babies just look like baby cows, and I was like, oh, I was expecting something more. I don't know. I wanted to be like
bison babies are so cute.
They're just like tan. There's like a baby Winnie.
They don't look like baby Winnie.
They're pretty much a baby.
No,
Winnie.
they're so cute.
They're fine. They're fine.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be impressed. I don't know. I just put them on a pedestal all my life, and then that happened, and I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
So, all right.
Audio listeners, you don't realize, but we're looking at this picture of this baby yak, and it's like crazy messed up that you're saying that to his face, but whatever.
Be cuter, I guess. All right. So, they're known for their grunts instead of mooing. We have a short little video. Well, it's just audio. What they sound like. So we've talked about the Yetis before, right? As like a myth?
I didn't know they came in so many colors.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of different colors. They breed them for like festivals and stuff.
Sounds like
it sounds like a Yeti. Like what people describe as a Yeti, like the mythical ape creature.
Sure.
So they like live in the same areas.
Yeah.
So I suspect
people, it's a yak.
Probably, confused it with a yak. So why are they the most mountainous? I didn't know they were this mountainous. Like I thought they were just like cool and like they had some special adaptations. They got some crazy adaptations that I think the military and athletes would love to utilize to make them more athletic. So that is why there are some studies.
Yeah.
To see how they can steal their hemoglobin, basically.
Okay.
I'll get to that in a second. So they are specifically designed for mountain areas. They've lost all their lowland adaptations from their domestic cattle ancestors. Like they don't have sweat glands. Later I'll talk about how they overheat. It's really sad. So high altitude adaptations. Their lungs are large. Their heart is also large. It's to help them combat the thinner, less oxygen dense air. Research compared the lungs weight of yaks versus domestic cattle and found that yaks' lungs were nearly twice as heavy, indicating a significant greater lung capacity, but for like the same amount of like proportional ratio space. So their lungs are a bit bigger, but they're just way denser and way thicker, have way more efficient lungs.
Cool.
So they're looking, how can we genetically modify insert
lungs.
X to have it absorb oxygen better so they can run forever?
Oh.
They also have special hemoglobin that helps bind more oxygen and delivers it throughout the body a lot better into different parts of the body. It's hemoglobin that we have until we're like 9 months old.
Yeah.
But we lose this specialty hemoglobin as we get older.
Oh.
But for this species, one of the few species that keeps that type of hemoglobin for their whole life. So it's because like when you're in the umbilical cord, as a mammal, as a little baby, you need just a different type of hemoglobin to get all that throughout your body. So they're wanting to look at that. How can we make this hemoglobin? Can we inject it into people's veins? And then
leave the yaks alone.
Can we run a marathon in 20 minutes?
Get an oxygen tank.
Yeah. So at high and cold altitudes, not a lot of plants grow.
Yeah.
So these yaks have short, resilient tongues that's specially adapted for grasping and consuming tough, short grasses with ease.
Okay.
So a specialty, it's like a cat's tongue, but for cows.
Oh.
So yeah, like just really easy for it
I hate cat tongues.
Really?
Hate them.
Oh, they're a little sandpapery. The other cool thing, they have a much larger rumen than other domestic cattle. So the quality of the food up there is not great.
Mm-hmm.
So normally, a domestic cattle will consume 3% of its body weight every day to maintain its body weight. But for these yaks, they only consume 1% of their body weight, and then they let it sit in the rumen for much, much longer and ferment to extract more nutrients.
Cool.
And then it also gets really cold up in the Himalayan plateau. You get down to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is also negative 40 degrees Celsius. I have a problem now with Fahrenheit to Celsius. It's the exact same conversion. I checked the math. Negative 40 Fahrenheit is the same as negative 40 Celsius. How stupid. I am now all for freedom units for temperature.
I don't want to know. I believe you. I don't want to know why that's the case.
It's like proportion. It's like how it works out proportionally. Fahrenheit gives you a more specific understanding of temperature than Celsius does.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. So they have really, really thick fur. They've got water-repelling oils and a very thick layer of fat. They have no sweat glands, and they can die of heat exhaustion at a max temperature of 59 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius. Instant dead, over.
So we cannot have yaks.
No, unless you keep them in an AC space.
Oh, that's sad.
40 or 50.
Okay, interesting.
But,
wow.
If they're just
climate
change.
No.
Also causing issues. It can get up to like 80 over there. They're starting to have highs like 85, 90. If a yak can't find shade or water, dead. So, anyway, it's the Himalayan plateau is really harsh, and so people utilize these really hardened animals to help them farm, to help them transport material.
Right.
They have races, just like with horses.
Yak races, like where they're riding them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yak riding races. They'll eat them for meat. They'll produce clothes out of their fiber.
Yeah.
And they'll milk them.
Wow.
So yaks are way cooler than I thought they would be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Maybe our mascot should have been a yak.
Okay. You want to change it?
Nope, but I'm going to tell you about our mascot.
Oh, okay.
Right now. I don't know if quiz time.
Quiz time. Do we ever name our mascot?
No.
We should name our mascot. Oh.
Quiz time.
How tall is the tallest mountain in North America, and what is its name?
Is this a controversial mountain? It is okay, that's me buzzing in. It is, as once was called Mount Denali, is now Mount McKinley. Again, it was Mount McKinley.
I didn't know
then
this.
Denali, and then it's back to McKinley.
Why?
I don't remember the exact story. Denali, I know, is more like the First Nations people's name for that mountain.
Okay.
And so that was put there a while ago, but the recent administration has renamed a bunch of things, including back to Mount McKinley, which I can't remember why it was called McKinley.
Okay.
I'm sure someone in the comments will let us know.
Sure. Okay.
The height, though, I'm going to say 18,000 feet.
That is pretty close. It is 20,310 feet, 6,190 meters.
Do I get a point for that?
I think that counts, definitely.
Yes. Nice. All right.
I want to hear about our mascot, and then we name it at the end of your segment.
Our mascot is a mountain goat because we love goats. Do I have news for you? It's not even a freaking goat.
Oh, okay. I like it.
They're not even true goats. They're goat antelopes.
Oh, okay.
What the hell does that even mean? They're found in North America. This is their historical range. I didn't realize. Okay, this is one of my dream animals to see in the wild.
Okay.
And like I could just go find one probably.
I fully expect you're gonna come out with me to Alaska in like a year.
Mountain goats. So they're in like, Canada, like western freaking US, western northwest US.
Yep.
So they're not even goats. They're more closely related to sea rows and chamois.
I have no clue what that is.
Okay, me neither, but I have two new favorite animals. This is a sea row. This is a Japanese sea row.
Okay, cute.
It's a goat antelope. It looks like a antelope and a bear and
It's
a goat.
fluffy. Yeah, okay.
Had a baby, and it's this fluffy goat thing with the cute little horns. It's so cute. So that's a sea rouse, and then that's a sea row, and then
That's a weird name.
I know, it's spelled SEROW, and then chamois, CHAMOIS.
Okay.
This is a chamois.
Very cute.
From Europe. They look like, it does look like a goat antelope. It looks like it has an antelope head and like a goat body.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Anyway, they're both really cute, and I'm a huge fan. Anyway, mountain goats are more closely related to them than domestic goats. Blah blah blah. Very sad. Sad for me because goats are my favorite animal, and that's why that's our mascot. Also because they're Connor's favorite animal, and that's why they're our mascot.
Audio listeners, I'm definitely nodding.
But it's crazy. Well, it's crazy because you are actually nodding right now. It's one of my dream animals to see in the wild. We should make a mission of it.
Climb a mountain. I know exactly where they are.
Easy. You've seen one in the wild?
Yeah.
Connor.
They're on the way to Seward. Like right there. You can see them from your freaking car. Granted, you need binoculars.
Oh my God.
We can send a drone up.
I want to see. No, it would scare them. They wouldn't like that.
I mean, if you fly high enough, that'll be fine.
Did you know how different they look in the winter versus the summer?
Do they change coat colors?
No, but they have really thick white coats during the winter for like warmth, camouflage, and then they shed during the summer. This is a winter mountain. It's just so cute, dude.
They're very cute.
So cute. Mountain goats, you guys already know, I assume. They just look like giant. They look like goats if they were like Larry the Lobster, just like jacked.
SpongeBob reference, okay.
Jacked,
Zoomer.
huge goat horse thing. And it looks, have you guys ever seen those pictures of blow-dried cows? His hair looks like that. Like so fluffy, just like so cute. This is a winter mountain goat. And then this is what they look like in the summer, which is actually really scary.
Oh my God.
So they shed a lot, and it looks like you shaved it.
Yeah.
Like this looks like a shaved goat at like the county fair or something.
Like a sheep that's been sheared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look very different. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I think we should go in the winter.
Yeah.
To find them, because I don't want to see them like this.
You're not gonna be able to find them in the winter. The snow, and they're all white. Yeah. This is like you can.
I don't want to see him like that. He looks ugly. Okay, mountain goats are cool. They're mountainiest. They can be found up to 13,000 feet, 3,962 meters. They've got cloven hooves, 2 toes that can spread out. I am a little disappointed in their feet, to be honest with you. I thought they'd be a little cooler. This is just
same way I was with like baby bison.
That is just a goat hoof.
Yeah, I get it.
Like it looks the exact same. Yeah. I was hoping like, how camel feet go kind of crazy and like, look cool and different. I thought that they would have some like, specialized feet. Yeah, and it just looks like a goat foot. Connor and I could trim those.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, you do the trimming. I don't.
Connor could trim. You could trim goat foot.
I never have.
You've seen me do it a million times. Connor holds my goats while I trim their feet.
Yeah.
I have 5 pet goats, if you guys didn't know that. Okay. Even though those just look like goat feet, you know how my goats are like annoying and how they.
I like them.
Okay.
They are annoying. Like I really like. For the past year, I have loved the hell out of them.
Thank you. Well, they're really good at climbing. Like they like jumping on cars and like buildings and like vans and in truck beds.
Anything.
Like they're really good at climbing.
Yeah, they would get. I've seen goats on roofs before.
Yes, these goats are
the best.
insane.
Oh my God.
Like, they will do anything to get any morsels of anything. Audio listeners, we are looking at a picture of a... Oh, how do you describe that? Like,
it's like when you were a kid in the hallway and you wanted to climb up the walls of the hallway, you pushed your hands and feet up on the hallway and then pushed up and like shimmied up.
Yeah, and your feet on the other side, and you're just like just straddled like in the air in this narrow hallway. That's what he's doing, but he's climbing up. Like, here's another picture of them being insane. Yeah, he's on rocks. Like, imagine.
Like hundreds of feet up.
If he wasn't so freaking cute, this would be a nightmare animal.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they can do that. And,
I would never want one out of Vegas.
Oh my God, so scary.
It would be on the roof. And I'd be like, how did it get there?
So cool.
It like jumped through the oak trees up onto the roof.
It'd be so cool. Look at it. Look at the next one. Look at how cute he is.
He's okay. The baby ones are cute.
It's not even a freaking baby.
Is it not?
He's young-ish.
Okay.
But like, audio listeners,
With
we're
the
looking at a
tongue.
picture of him and he's licking a rock. He likes it. It tastes good.
That's what the golden eagles like to go after right there, the young ones.
That one's too big.
They'll golden eagle would fling that off of a rock and like have the fall kill it and then eat it. Sorry to ruin that for you.
Anyway, I think he's too big. This is how big the adults are.
I have seen like hunting videos pop up on Facebook about them. They're huge.
Yeah. That's messed up. I'm sorry. That's like a bear. That is like the size of a black bear.
You don't. How do you get that down? Like, you got to helicopter that off.
What is the point, man?
Yeah.
Frick this guy, and we're leaving his face in this video. Frick this guy.
Yeah, there's no point.
Why did he do that to him?
I understand like white-tailed deer hunting.
Yeah, sure.
Like for population control, that's about it.
I think it's trophy hunting. Like, people want mounts.
Yeah. Not worth.
Anyway, sorry. I showed that picture because I wanted to show you guys a size comparison.
It's like, it would take like 3 or 4 people to carry it off that mountain.
Yeah. To be so completely honest with you, I have like no information about them. I just
okay.
I just wanted to show you pictures of them.
They're cool.
And they're 13,000 feet up. They're pretty mountainy, and they're not goats. And you learned something today.
Is there IUCN?
Actually, don't know.
That'd be my only major question for it.
Mountain goats. I bet they're fine.
I hope so.
I
like them.
Looks like least concern.
I like that you chose that for our
I keep
mascot.
downloading a PDF. I was like, why isn't it opening? They're least concern.
Sweet. Least concern.
Least concern.
So what are we naming the goat antelope? So we can have people suggest in the comments and we can pick one.
Yeah, suggest some names in the comments. If you were watching this episode, you were here when we named our mascot, and you could weigh in right now. That's big time.
There's got to be a good pun out there.
Yeah, surely.
Mike the mountain goat.
Yeah,
or Marge.
We'll decide over time. Give us some name suggestions.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
We're on boy? Okay.
Yeah.
Boy names. Put them in the comments.
Thank you.
All right, for mine, I've got 3 highlights. We're not going there's not a ton to go into on these, but they're pretty cool. These are very mountainy. And I will say, Maya, over the next few weeks, months, we should prioritize getting one of these at Alveus as an ambassador, with all of my intent and heart. So the first one, Himalayan jumping spider.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we don't have to get Himalayan, but we
right,
get jumping
jumping
spider. Because I got to figure out a camera for these guys because they are so freaking cute. We can go pull up the picture. So it looks like a jumping spider.
A leggy one.
Very, very leggy.
Long legs.
So they live high up in the Himalayas, including Mount Everest, which is insane. It is one of the highest dwelling animals known to live at extreme altitudes for its entire life. In 1920, scientists thought they got blown up there and thought it was just kind of a fluke that they were there.
He exploded.
And they thought, oh, well, they just, how do they survive? Oh, they just must eat themselves, eat their other jumping spiders around there. So that was kind of buried into the naturalist history until the 50s came around and a scientist found a bunch of them and say, hey, they're still here.
Yeah.
And he stayed up there because they had oxygen tanks at this point, I guess, and they could, sit there and whatnot, and saw that they would eat springtails and flies. Oftentimes those got blown up into the mountains as well.
Seems like really inconvenient place to live.
They do well. They live 1 to 2 years, which is pretty cool.
Cute. I love them.
They're very cute.
Jumping spiders, excellent gateway spider.
Yeah, it's working on me. So
propaganda.
I feel
propaganda.
I feel like if like a gateway snake, like if something can get me, then it could get a lot of people, I think, because I'm a pessimist when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Crazy thing to admit online.
I really like snakes now. Weird. Anyway, the other one, Alpine Shog. We'll pull up a picture of it. It's a type of
looks
corvid.
Like a starling.
It's a corvid.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's related to crow. It's one of the most mountainous birds. They love to live in like really high altitudes of like caves and cliff sides. Bless you. That's where they lay their eggs.
Sorry, audio listeners.
They've often seen at Everest Base Camp eating trash.
Yum! Corvids love trash.
Yep. They're very, very intelligent. Their eggs are specially designed for that high altitude, so it can absorb more oxygen through the shell, and it loses less water. And do you know why we would want to study that?
Why?
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Biomimicry. Everywhere. I will say, this is just a one-off. Because of these studies, we are learning way more about these animals, and it's easier to conserve them when humans are trying to exploit them. So I hate that humans are trying to exploit them.
Sure.
But if the research is done ethically, it does help with conservation.
Okay.
All right. Last one. A bawbaw frog. So it's a very mountainy frog. One of the rarest frogs in the world.
Audio listeners, it looks like a toad, like a normal little brown toad, but it's got some yellow on its head.
It looks like a cookie to me.
What? Why?
Because Kayla made cookies last night that looked just like that, with like caramel and chocolate.
Okay, sure.
So cookie frog.
To be in a man's mind.
So they are critically endangered. Only 250 or fewer are left in the wild.
Oh.
They're isolated to a mountain bawbaw in Australia.
Oh.
Chytrid fungus is destroying them.
No.
Human development and interference is just collapsing the population down to 80%. That's all.
You guys know what chytrid fungus is? Should we do a little tangent?
Yeah,
just
please.
Do that in there. So 33% of amphibians worldwide are at risk of extinction. One of the main reasons for that, habitat loss, is for everything. But another big reason is chytrid fungus. It's a pathogen that is killing amphibians worldwide. It affects the mouths of tadpoles so that they can't eat, and it affects the skin of like the keratin layer of adult amphibians, frogs, tadpoles. So it ends up looking like this is a really gross. I can't think of a better way to explain this. If you had like imagine you had a blister on your toe, right?
Okay.
And then you sat in a hot tub for like an hour, and like the skin of that blister would just like slough off.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Oh.
So like their skin just starts like sloughing off.
Sloughing?
Sloughing?
Sloughing.
Slough?
Slough. Sloughing is an animal.
Slough.
Sloughing.
Slough. S-L-O-U-G.
Slough.
Slough. I've always said sloth.
I'm pretty sure it's slough.
Slough is how it's spelled.
I've always said sloughing.
I've always said like sloughing off.
I want to slough off right now.
Okay, is sloth pronounced slough? Sloth is typically pronounced slew.
Oh.
That's from Noah. No, we're stupid.
It's slewing off? It's not sloughing? It's not sloughing? It's slewing off?
In most of the U.S., it's slew. In New England, you may hear it pronounced in a way that rhymes with cow. Slough? This is preferred British pronunciation. You may also hear this word pronounced slough.
I will say slough is a really gross sounding word.
Okay, you guys know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
It just like...
Skin falls off.
If skin is like falls off, the skin of amphibians is very important because it's semi-permeable. It's how they get like, oxygen and stuff. They get oxygen through their skin, and it's an important adaptation that they have. So when their skin is compromised by this fungus, it's very dangerous for those for those animals. So chytrid fungus has been a huge problem. It's like a pandemic for amphibians worldwide. It's been going on for a long time. Anyway,
Sucks.
There you have it. Tell us how you pronounce that word in the comments below. Like and subscribe. We will see you guys on the next video.
We're gonna go sloth off.
We're gonna go sloth off.
I like it.
Bye.
Bye.